Many farmers wish to see the end of the unbridled increases in the cost of agricultural inputs such as animal feed and fertilizers, and a subsequent reversal of the upward trend. But as there seems to be no immediate lightening up on cost, farmers have to find suitable alternatives to sustain their livelihood. Naturally, part of the solution for fertilizer is organic. It involves getting back to basics, composting, using the usual farm waste and other organic materials revered for enriching the soil. Organic fertilizers are deemed cheaper and healthier, and the government wants farmers to be aware of the benefits of incorporating these in their fertilizer application. In applying organic manure or fertilizer, you are adding nutrients which are in a less concentrated form compared to the synthesized inorganic variety, and therefore you need to apply a larger quantity of organic fertilizer or manure to supply the required plant nutrients compared to inorganic formulations. Even though a large mass of manure is required, farmers can only stand to gain from making the shift from a total dependence on the inorganic stuff.
Organic has specific qualities for soil amelioration, moisture retention. It improves the colloids in clay soils and also the cation exchange capacity, which in a nutshell just speaks to the fertility of the soil. What it does, it restores the soil to optimum fertility level, and then by way of soil testing, we can then determine what are the optimum amounts to be applied after the soil has been fully restored. And what it means in the net effect is that after time you will be able to cut back significantly on the use because the soil is now push-started into doing what it's supposed to be doing.
In order to get the best results, farmers must know how to use the organic manure or organic fertilizer they've chosen. At McIntosh Estate in Vernonfield, Carndon, a very optimistic farmer, Seymour McIntosh, shared his experience of growing peppers using organic fertilizer. His crop flourishes with the use of organic fertilizer supplied by Johnson's Organic Company, a local pioneer in business offering a standardized packaged product.
I planted some pumpkins, 5 acres, and I decided to try it. But unfortunately, I didn't get to know its full effect because of the ravages of rain and dean and all that stuff. So I decided, when I planted this pepper, I decided to give it another try. Because for one thing, it is much cheaper than the inorganic stuff.
As farmers like Mr. McIntosh seek to incorporate organic fertilizer in their farming activities, the need arises for a massive re-education on its use, as well as best practices for achieving maximized food production.
In the interim, he must also implement a good integrated pest management system, wherein which he can continue throughout the next 6 months. He can continue to have excellent leaf, which will reflect in the growth yield of this field.
Farmers can look forward to getting necessary technical assistance from agencies such as RADA on how best to use manure. Provision is being made through the restructured RADA, geared at reinventing the whole concept of extension service, such as training and development support, and an increase in the number of extension officers. Group training has become commonplace, and at one such session held at McIntosh Estate, several of Mr. McIntosh's farming colleagues participated in the field day organized by the authority. The focus was on the potential of using organic fertilizer.
The farmer mentioned that he had used Johnson's Organic Growers Fertilizer. The results seemed to be very good because at this time, at 2 months old, or a little more than 2 months old, the peppers are almost ready for reaping. The size of the tree is fairly good, and the condition of the plants are also good.
According to Mrs. Smithstone, RADA is actively stepping up its drive to promote innovative farming techniques aimed at improving efficiency and productivity, and this era is no exception. Mr. McIntosh, who is motivated by the results from growing with organic fertilizer, recognizes the need and demand for food grown organically and is hoping to expand production.
This is just about half an acre. Just about half an acre. Because when I started, I never had any help. So, you have to be careful when you're doing farming because you don't want to extend yourself too much. You don't want to plant where you can't manage. Right? So I just have somebody helping me now. So if you notice, I have the pepper here. Down there I have some cucumbers. And down the bottom, you see my plow. I'm going to be putting in 5 acres of sweet potato.
Other than large-scale application of organic fertilizer, your backyard gardening plot is a most convenient place to make use of organic manure. You can utilize the organic waste generated around the home for composting. So, as you join in the backyard gardening initiative being promoted by the government, you're not only helping to grow what we eat and eat what we grow, but smartly putting trash to use and saving on cash. Care has to be taken when using manure, such as your chicken litter. You have to ensure it is properly broken down so that the nutrients can be released before using it to fertilize your crop. Bear in mind that improperly processed organic fertilizers may contain pathogens from plant or animal matter that are harmful to humans or plants. Proper composting should remove them, however. Even if your scale of farming demands the use of standardized inorganic fertilizer, it is wise to supplement at some times with the organic variety.
You can get 100 pounds of rescue organic for less than 40% of the inorganic. And not that it is more cost effective, but it increases your yield. You would need to use a little more. Take for instance, if you use a sausage tin of the inorganic on a particular plant, I would recommend you use a tin and a half of the organic.
So then, whether you purchase your stuff or formulate your own compost manure, we have to make the shift to organic an important matter, and let's not forget the benefits far outweigh the disadvantages.
When I started 20 years ago, people used to say that, refer to me as a madman. But I'm glad I stuck to that madness, and it is bearing fruit now, and I'll only invite more participants to come on board to enhance this or to swell this organic movement.
Our stock comes from organic and biodegradable waste from food processing plants around the island, chicken houses. We get stuff from the rice milling plants, etc. And the technical part is the formulation, which is private, and the process of fermenting. It takes about 18 months to be finalized, the process.
The role of humus and other organic components of soil are important. They mobilize existing soil nutrients so that plant growth is achieved with lower nutrient densities and less waste. Release nutrients at a slower, more consistent rate and help to retain soil moisture and improve the soil structure. So then, as you get out there to plant, you know there is an alternative when adding nutrient to improving your soil and plant growth by using your biodegradable waste generated daily composted to make suitable plant food.